So the next presentation, I'm honored to have here the CEO of Atlantic Green Tech in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with the title FLOGEN Sustainability Framework Applied to Agroforestry. So now we had the government applying it as a law, but now it's a company with his energetic CEO, Mario Linhares, who is applying FLOGEN Sustainability Framework in business, in agroforestry and in business. Please.
Florian, since I have the microphone, I'll take the liberty to walk over the stage. Yes, you know me, you've known me for 10 years, you know I cannot stop for long in a single place, so I'm going to take the liberty to walk over. Well, first of all, good morning. Come on, you didn't have breakfast? Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, much better now. Guys, this is a very special experience for me. And where's the remote control here? 2 years ago in Phuket, I had the opportunity to come up on a stage to talk about a project that was starting in the Atlantic rainforest. And I've known Florian for 10 years probably, right, Florian? And we've been working together for a long time. And he's been like an inspiration to me. Yes, I'm a journalist and a publicist by formation. So I've done lots of projects with Florian. And right before the 2022 edition of SIPS, we had a YouTube show called Sips of Science. And I had the opportunity and the honor to interview around 100 scientists with him, yes? And this was a great experience. And in preparation of SIPS 2022, I started reading a lot about sustainability. And at the same time, there was the Call of Parties, the COP27, happening in Egypt. And I was reading a lot about that. And I came up with an information that really got me an inspiration for this. Our planet has 3 trillion trees, and every year we lose 10 billion. Why? Because 15 billion trees are cut down or die because they are living beings and they die, and only 5 billion are planted. So this means if we continue on this rate, in 300 years, there will be no trees in the world. And I was really astonished. And over breakfast with my dear friend, Dr. Florian, and a very missed late Dr. Manfred Mounts that was recently deceased. And may God have him next to him. I was talking about an idea, crazy idea for a journalist to have, to start a reforestation company, yes? And Dr. Florian said, why not? I said, well, I'm not a scientist. Yes, I lack this. I said, I'll help you. I will mentor you. And I had the honor to have one of the greatest minds in the world, Dr. Florian, mentoring this dream of Atlantica Green Tech. So I would ask him a big hand of applause, a big round of applause. This is a brilliant person, not only as a scientist, but as an entrepreneur. And you really make a difference in the world, Florian. Well, this idea, yes, of planting trees, I started studying a lot about this. And I started in Brazil because I am Brazilian, talking about this. I brought a surprise for you guys, just a second. Well, you see this? Let me see. It's not in the protocol, I know, but I will excuse myself just to look better, okay? Can everybody see the Brazilian flag there? Can everybody? Well, this is a symbol. We are talking about Brazil. So Brazil is the country in the world with the largest numbers of biomes. We have 6. The most known, everybody talks about the Amazon. The Amazon occupies 2/3 of the country, yes? And people say, oh, we have to save the Amazon. We do, yes? But the Amazon is the most preserved biome in the world. 84% of the Amazon is preserved. It's original forest. Now, the other ones, we have the Pantanal, the Pampa, and the Cerrado, and Caatinga, and the Atlantic rainforest. The least preserved is the Atlantic rainforest. Some authors state that it's 7%, some 8%, but definitely less than 10%, yes? And I live in the Atlantic rainforest. Professor Pierre here lives in the Atlantic rainforest. And congratulations, Professor Pierre, because thanks to your work, Nova Friburgo is the city in the Atlantic rainforest with the highest rate of preservation. I believe it's over 60%, 62% if I'm not mistaken. And in an average of 7 to 8%. Yes, so there are 2 state parks in Nova Friburgo for you to have an idea, yes? But the Atlantic rainforest gathers 2/3 of the population and 70% of the GDP, yes? So the water we drink, 2/3 of the population drink, the air we breathe comes from the most degraded area in Brazil, yes? So we started thinking, the original area of the Atlantic rainforest occupies over 1.2 million square kilometers, yes, and less than 100,000 kilometers are preserved, yes. And by the new laws approved in Brazil in 2012, the forest code, we need to have at least 20%. So there is room to grow and to plant at least 100,000 square kilometers. And we said, wow, that's a business, that's a piece of business. Let's start studying this. Not only because of the piece of business, but also because it will make a difference in the world. For you to have an idea, let me talk a little bit about the beginning of Atlantica. When we had the idea, Dr. Florence said, the first thing I look at, I lead a solid company with a history, yes? Although we are a startup, because we lead with technology, we deal with technology, we focus on this area here, yes? We are originally a 50-year-old agri-business company, yes? We've administered, over the 50 years, 10 farms in 4 different biomes. And we've dealt with livestock, with fish, with cereals for the livestock and fish, yes? And after we had this breakfast together and talked, and after Dr. Florence's mentoring, we started thinking about rebranding it. So our focus today is sustainability. We define ourselves as a sustainability technology hub. So we gather with something that I also thank Dr. Florian for this information. We gather 97, the fact that 97% of all academic work produced in the world stays in academy, and that's a crime. That's a crime against humanity, against mankind. So what do? We are starting to have connections because of the FLOGEN Sustainability Framework with universities, with scientists, to get this technology that is developed in the university brought to society. Yes? And we do this as we would, we are a startup, really in the start. Yes, we are in our, after the first year of study, we're in the first year of implementation. Yes, we're starting some projects. And we define ourselves as a SaaS, yes, software as a service, because you're going to understand a little ahead. Well, we have to focus environmental degradation. Remember that I said, let me go back just a little bit to see, we have 6 biomes in Brazil. We are physically in the Atlantic rainforest. Yes, Nova Friburgo is here. Let me just show you, here. Yes, but coincidentally, our first project that is being developed is here. in the Caatinga. The Caatinga is a semi-arid region in Brazil. Brazil, so far, has no deserts. And I say so far because of, and now I can go back to that slide, because of environmental degradation, we have an area in the Caatinga, something around 10%, 9% of the total area, that is becoming a desert. And the causes for this are basically explained by the lack of FLOGEN Sustainability Framework. They are social, environmental, economical, and political. Why social? People have a very low human development index. They have to cut trees to sell as charcoal in order to eat. I mean, they cut trees to be able to have lunch. You cannot complain about that. I mean, it's like Dr. Florian, we don't have to commit, Dr. Florian said in the morning, we don't stimulate people to commit mass suicide to make the world more sustainable, right, Florian? And these people, they have to survive fighting the environment. So you cannot have a strong environment protection if you don't have a strong society, if you don't have economical growth. So what are the solutions? As Professor Pierre he said in his brilliant presentation, we have to create public policies. We have to create laws that enhance and protect the people. Otherwise, we will not have strong environment. We need to have environmental education, and one of the pillars of Dr. Florian's framework, education and civil society. And we have to look for economical development, because while the people have to fight for surviving, they have to cut trees in order to survive, in order to have the next meal. We will not have, we cannot talk about reforestation, we cannot talk about protection of the environment. We have to protect lives first-wise. Well, and this I would like to make a parenthesis here. Food insecurity. We have a little more than 8 billion people in the world. According to the United Nations, something between 700 million and 800 million, almost 10% of the population, starve at least one day a year. At least, yes? This is called a severe insecurity that in some countries, for 300 million people, a little more than that, they have usually 1 month, 30 days. I'm going to repeat, 300 million people in the world have 30 days without eating anything in a whole year. That's a very severe food insecurity. So, we get these two things together, and we came up with a model that we didn't invent, but was created in the 60s by in Brazil by a Swiss geneticist that moved there. And it's called AGROFORESTRY. It's the mix that will enable the production of trees, livestock, and diverse crops. And we are talking about the trees having through the photosynthesis, neutralizing CO2. The integration of trees and livestock preserves biodiversity. Yes. The net income, because you have, because of the agroforestry, you're going to have other sources of income that the producer, the agricultural producer, the farmer would not have. There is a lower risk of and a bigger economic stability, because if you plant corn, for example, and you have a drought in the year, you lose all the corn. Yes. If you plant corn and you raise cattle, that will be very hard to happen, because you don't lose cattle that much. So it's more stable. Yes. And when you diversify cultures, you plant corn together with fruit, together with vegetables like greens like lettuces, etc., it enriches the soil. So you have a better quality of soil. And the trees also provide something, especially in colder weather, yes? Thermal protection for the cattle. I don't know if everybody has ever gone to a cattle farm, yes, in cold places. They usually get together so they can warm up each other. And when there are trees around, they go in the middle of the woods so they don't get the effects of the wind, yes? So this system, this integrated system, provides more production, and believe it or not, in Brazil we've been doing that for the past 10 years with a public company, a research company called Embrapa, that is Empresa Brasileira de Pesquisa Agropecuária. Yes, agricultural research, a Brazilian company for agricultural research. It's a reference in the world, and I'll be talking really quickly about it really soon, okay? And we are establishing a partnership with them. We have established, because of FLOGEN Sustainability Framework, Florian, we've established some very good partnerships with the universities, with the University of Pernambuco, and we are going to talk about this really soon, and with CETENI, the Center for Strategic Technologies of the Northeast. Yes, that is in the Federal University of Pernambuco. It's a federal organ. They're independent, but it's located inside it. And because of this, and I believe Atlantica Green Tech, Florian, is the first company in the world that was designed over the, not even your company, because you created it after you had the company already, right? So we are the first ones in the world to follow, to be born, to start under this model here. So, as I said, we looked for environmental protection. We wanted to plant trees, but you cannot plant trees if you don't have social advancement. If the farmer there starves, he's not going to think, oh, I have to plant trees and I cannot plant trees because there is a family in Sweden that is going to have the polar bears go away. They're not worried about it. They're worried about the next meal. Yes? We need to have economical growth because with the economy turning over, you have more taxes, you can have schools, you can have hospitals, you can have a better quality of life. And these pillars here, education and civil society, we are totally in it. Yes, as I said, we have partnerships with universities, with research centers. Science and technology, we are a big fan of science and technology. That's why we are here. And governance and management, as Professor Pierre said, it's fundamental. This is the first city we are starting the project, first project in the Caatinga, in Pernambuco, Ibimirim. Yes. The problem, very little water, very little human development index. Yes. People starve, people have no water. And the underground, 60 meters below, you have one of the greatest lakes in the world. It's criminal almost that these people go through this. Solution, science and technology. Again, FLOGEN Sustainability Framework, because through science and technology, we are using things such as bio-nanotechnology in a partnership with CETENI. That they have been developing seeds and agricultural defensives and many other things through nanotechnology. That research started 15 years ago. And not one single tree was planted in the real world. So as I said, we are getting this from the academy and bringing it to society. Yes, the benefits of this. And through this, let me go back here just a second. Through this sustainability framework that has just become law, and by coincidence, and not really coincidence, we chose the city of Professor Pierre's, Nova Friburgo, to have our headquarters. Florian has visited us in July. It's a 30,000 square meter property surrounded by 18,000. So 3/5 of the property is original rainforest. Yes, and we have it, and we are building there a research center We are going to develop nanotechnology in partnership with Seteni. Yes, we are developing their biofactory that we are going to produce the seeds and the seedlets that will be planted. And our objective is to have, by 2035, 10 million trees planted, not only in the Atlantic rainforest, but also in the Caatinga. But besides that, we want to help and we want to bring progress to at least 200,000 people that will be affected directly by FLOGEN Sustainability Framework. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody has that in mind for the next actions. Oh.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm here. I got my microphone. Don't get it from me. This one is mine.
No, really, it's from government to business application of FLOGEN Sustainability Framework. I feel very proud and humble. It is really a success, and it's coming from Brazil and from Rio de Janeiro, where I am an honorary citizen. So it's a very nice combination. I'm an honorary citizen for many many projects we have in the city and all over Brazil. But this is a highlight. This is one of the highlights of my activity, having a city applying, turning into law a scientific concept we developed, and the first company making itself the basis of their development, FLOGEN Sustainability Framework. It's really, I'm really humbled and honored. Thank you, Mario. And
I thank you, Dr. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible.
Thank you, thank you. So it's really, you see the spirit of Carioca is here. So you have a passion. Sometimes we in North America don't have that. So
and let's do a picture with the Brazilian flag. Professor Pierre, come here for a second. And Alexandre, Marcus, come here too. We brought some people from Nova Friburgo and Rio de Janeiro that are officially here.
The biggest group of participants in this SIPS is from Brazil.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest one? Good.
Biggest one.
Yeah, we have some people from Ouro Preto. Are they here? Ouro Preto. Yeah.
We have from Ouro Preto. We have from Rio de Janeiro. We have from Nova Friburgo. Here, come here.
Alexandre is going to speak after me. He's the Subsecretary of State of the Civil House. Yes, he'll be speaking shortly, but I mean, this is a historic picture. I have João Ricardo. I forgot João. Come here too.
Where is João? João Ricardo.
João Ricardo is a city representative.
So you see,
from
not
the
only
city
me
of
forget people, huh?
Huh?
Not only me forget people.
I'm too tired. I'm still with the jet lag because of we are 6 hours difference. Yeah. João Ricardo is a former Doctors Without Borders. I'm going to ask him a big round of applause, people. Please.
He was there when they got awarded Nobel laureate for their activity. So he is part of a group. Actually, he's a Nobel laureate, but it's part of a group. So.
And Marcus, I have a special thanks to this guy here. This guy is helping us very much because I mean, when he got to know the idea of this FLOGEN Sustainability Framework, our idea, I mean, he is opening many doors to Atlantica and to sustainability. More important, it's not to us, Atlantica, yes? But if you open public policies, everybody benefits, like it's here. Business and all that. Thank you very much.
By the way, the Deputy Governor of Crete wants to meet you.
Oh, great. That's great
he's coming
news.
To the gala this evening, and I'll introduce you with him.
Very good. Yeah. Guys, thank you very much, and enjoy SIPS. This is the best show in the world.
So that's Carioca spirit. I also a Carioca. So, well, out of the planning, Mario. So sometimes we have to bridge the protocol, but this is Carioca spirit, Brazilian spirit, which I love, and I'm really Carioca, honorary Carioca. And for this, I thank also João Ricardo, my good friend, that he was the initiator of that. And I
Brazilian politician that was awarded here.
yes.
João Ricardo was the first Brazilian politician to be awarded at SIPS,
Exactly.
right?
Yes, and I was the only scientist getting an honorary citizen in the world.
Yeah. First Canadian too, no? No. First Canadian.
yeah,
It was the first session in Rio de Janeiro that was held in English.
An
right?
exception for me, for 40 minutes.